Hello, dreamers and thinkers, and welcome back to another episode of Undone. On today's episode, I am joined by Lee and Bettiel, who are the Stars writers, producers. Are you producers?
Oh, not producers.
Not producers, my bad. Let me not take. Who are the producers while we're here?
Nikki Tran and Amy Badalavazi. Shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
They're amazing.
Of a TikTok series called CEEBS. Funny joke. I was telling people, well, not funny joke, it was a funny moment for me. I was telling people, I was like, yeah, I'm going to watch this series. It's called CEEBS. We're going to do whatever. And I didn't realize what CEEBS meant. Everyone else, when I was telling them, knew exactly what we were talking about. And I was like, I wonder what this means. I was like, it's such a fascinating, quirky name to pick for a show. So if you'd like to let the people know what CEEBS means, if they're anything like me.
Yeah, so CEEBS means can't be bothered. It's like a kind of acronym. Yeah, and in the context of the show, it's kind of arguing that young people should not have to be bothered by enacting structural and systemic change.
Yeah.
Because much older people should be doing that.
Yeah.
Well, they shouldn't offload responsibilities on the young people because, of course, young people care probably the most.
Because we have to.
Yes.
We have to by force.
Literally.
But it's when adults kind of say, hey, we don't have to worry about this. We got the young people, we got the next generation that are our saviors, when that shouldn't be the case.
Yeah. Actually, okay, so let's connect it to the conversation that we were just having. And the running joke of adults TM, how did that come together? What was the thought process behind that?
Well, we wanted, because the show's on TikTok, short content.
Yeah.
It's bite-sized episodes. They're 1 minute episodes. So if you have a short attention span, you're going to love CEEBS.
Yeah, it's like me.
Yeah. But we wanted a faceless, what's the word?
I think we wanted...
What's the word?
We wanted an antagonist force that wasn't present, and their absence is the point. It's like the leaders of this youth center are not leading. They're literally not there.
Yeah.
But somehow they're calling all the shots.
Yeah.
And they're the ones pulling the funding and pulling the resources.
We have this joke in, I think, episode 14 or 13, where the youth center is crashing down. There's a war outside, basically.
Yeah.
And Lee's character, Ruby, is like, where the hell are the adults? This is when we need them the most. And Zion says, long service leave. And if you work a government job, everyone's on leave all the time.
Everyone's always acting whatever or on secondment. It's but whose role is this?
Who is in charge and who can I talk to? And who's going to help us? So, we wanted a faceless antagonist. And I think that was story approach, but also it kind of helped us in the context of being on TikTok as well. Yeah. Because you have to be cautious of not introducing too many characters because then you can't give them all exposition when, you're short size by episodes.
Yeah. So actually, that was one of the things when I was watching, I was like, this would have been really hard to write because it's for TikTok. Everything is much shorter. And so you're trying to still incorporate all the components of a story and make sure the viewer goes on that journey with you, but also it's in short form content. So did it start off as a TikTok series or was it supposed to be something else different? And then it just along the writing process, you guys refined it?
It was completely different at the beginning. I think there was one point where we were half-hour episodes, and then we went down to
we were dreaming big.
10-minute episodes,
too big,
and then 5-minute episodes, and now it's 1-minute episodes because we're doing a TikTok series. So this story has had so many different lives and has been constructed and told in so many different ways. At one point, instead of a community center, they were saving a bus Like there was a lot of different things going on. Yeah. But I think that's also why it took us, because it was like 4 years of development to get this off the ground. And I think that's because there were so many different renditions of it and versions of it. And a lot of that was to do with like what grants were available at the time. Like if a grant was asking for a specific format, then you'd shape it to that format, you know? Yeah. So yeah, it was just like a lot of that.
Yeah, and if you've ever done grant writing, they're hell. They try to break you.
I was saying this to a friend.
It takes years out of your life.
Yeah, no, it does.
So yeah, we had to kind of shape it and commit to maybe other stories.
Yeah.
Because this initiative was looking for a specific thing. But for context, you know, we have been developing this show for like a really long time. But I think what has stayed true is Ruby and Zion.
Yeah.
Their friendship.
Yeah.
Their connection to, you know, a community center. And we, like we held on to that.
That's
we're like,
that's remained unchanged.
That's, I think the core of the show. Yeah.
That was going to be my next question. Was like what was the one thing as you're like shifting and changing the story? Why was it important to tell that story and to have that messaging?
I think we just wanted to tell a story about these two very unserious young girls that have this like blind confidence and ambition and commitment issues and but you know, with all of that, they have this like unwavering loyalty to one another.
Yeah.
And I think we wanted to tell an authentic friendship story and not like the glossy version. You know, friends do fight, but they make up and they grow together. And that's Zion and Ruby.
Yeah.
They're very different people, but I think this like loyalty that they have for one another is kind of like their glue. Their glue, yeah. So yeah, I guess in the friendship we really wanted to tell a story about friendship, but then in extension of that friendship, we wanted to also tell a story about community spaces, community centers, youth spaces, and kind of shed a spotlight on how important community centers are to young people specifically.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just a building. Sometimes it's a lifeline to a lot of young people. And Lee and I met at a community center doing local theater. Yeah. So, and we also work at community centers and so it's been a big part of our lives.
Yeah. When you guys started writing the story, was it based on your own friendship, or was it like you wanted the representation of like a POC friendship in the media, in the Australian landscape? Because I don't think we have that. Like I don't, like I was trying to think of it. I was like, I don't think I've seen it done.
Yeah, I don't. At least not Afro-Australian.
Yeah.
Like I know there's a lot of First Nations like stories. But in terms of like Afro-Australian Black friendship, especially like female friendship, I don't think I've seen. And so a big part of us was like a big part of the show was wanting to see a relationship and what that looks like in the context of Afro-Australianness.
Yeah.
And also characters that like aren't perfect, because I feel like sometimes there can be this notion that if you're writing a character of color, they have to be like flawless and like representational. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like they don't have room for nuance or flaws. And like Ruby and Zion are so flawed. Like
I love how unhinged they are.
They are so unhinged. They are so unserious. Like they are in a lot of ways just like steadfast and like we have to do a thing by all means necessary, you know. So yeah.
To your point about them having to be perfect, I think it's because we know how the media like portray us. And so anytime we're then like putting ourselves out there, it's like we have to paint the shiny glossy version to counteract the other version, but it's like both aren't doing credit to the humanness of and like the complexity and nuances of us as people. So I love that you guys did that. Why was it? Wait, actually, did it start off as a comedy, or was that just like naturally?
No.
Written in because you guys are.
We're like really funny, so it kind of just naturally oozes out of us.
So we're comedians.
I think
I love it.
Another thing that stuck with us the last 100%. Couple of years of development. It's always been comedy first.
Yeah.
But I think it also connects with sometimes comedy is the easiest way to tell hard stories.
Yeah.
Because when you go full force in like a dramatic lens, it can turn a lot of people off, which I get. You know, nobody wants to like hear a sad story.
Yeah.
But I think comedy gives you the freedom to tap into like all these little things. Like you can be dramatic, but in a funny way.
Yeah.
You can have heartfelt moments, but make it fun and funny.
Yeah.
Because that's real life. Like
literally,
you're at times when you're having serious conversations, you're laughing because maybe you're frustrated or because you zone out and you think about something else and you're like, oh wait, we're having a serious conversation.
Yeah.
So I think, the authenticity of wanting to explore real friendships that we've experienced in our own lives and then also doing it in a comedy lens because that's what we love to write and perform in. And again, we're just so funny that it kind of just oozed out of us.
Yeah. So, no, you guys did so well. Like it didn't feel forced or like, is it disingenuous? Is that the word?
Yeah, disingenuous.
Yeah, like it was just like it felt natural, and like even the friendship on screen, I felt like reflected what you guys were hoping to reflect. So, kudos. I think I had another question from something you said, but now I don't remember. Anyway, when you guys were writing it, were you always gonna be Zoe? Did I just forget?
Ruby.
No, Ruby. Were you always gonna be Ruby?
I feel like, because one of the first scripts, Betty L had written a super short, like a 2-episode kind of script.
Yeah.
This was like early days, like 2019.
Yeah.
And we filmed it.
You had a whole different brain pre-COVID.
Literally.
It doesn't exist.
And we filmed it in a day with us playing the characters. And I think ever since then,
Just kind of
we've just been like, okay, we're going to be these characters. Because like we're actors, and like to receive a casting brief of like a black girl that is silly and like cringy and
it's
like
rare. That's all we'll say.
Doesn't happen.
I've never seen it.
So we were like, this might be the only chance we
get to like have
no
fun.
one's taking this role
be
from me.
ridiculous, you know? So we thought, okay, well, we're going to do this thing. And then when it came to actual production, the amount of times we looked at each other and we were like, why did we write this for ourselves? I have to put on so much fake sweat right now.
Yeah.
Like moments like that.
And I am dressed as a magpie.
Yeah. And we
that
were
was so good.
The feathers, the tape.
What is going on, huh? It was so random, but so great.
You gotta watch it to understand. But
literally.
there was a lot of
just like
a lot of
craziness.
moments where you're rethinking certain things. Oh.
But then I was also like, it's good that we're playing this, because to put other actors through this, I think would be a tall ask. So we were like,
that would be unforgivable.
Yeah, we will cover ourselves in feathers. We will do it.
Yeah, that was so real. Is there anything that you see in each other's characters that you're like, that's me a little bit?
I think I relate to Zion's kind of tunnel vision. Sometimes I can be like that. Like if I have to do a thing, I need to do it now as soon as possible.
Nothing else matters.
And nothing else matters. Like, so sorry if you're trying to contact me when I'm in the middle of a project.
Yeah.
My God. Yeah, I just lock in. I would say I relate to that aspect.
Ruby, I think I would relate to her. She just wants to do, I don't know, Ruby's very, she's got all these ideas.
Yeah.
Some are great.
Yeah.
Some are not.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you're a creative, there's all these like things that you want to tap into and do.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're just like interested in too many things.
Yes.
And I know we
yes.
have 24 hours in a day, but I'm not Beyonce. Okay.
Yeah. I think every time I'm like, how does she do it?
How
it's
does
not
she
the
do
same
it?
24.
It's not the same 24. So I definitely relate to just Ruby's like just wanting to kind of go with just wanting to like do everything, but then ends up doing nothing at the end.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I want to do everything, but
and then got
like
like overwhelmed. Like, where do I start? How do I plan it?
How do I do it? So the opposite of you, I'm like trying to lock in. I'm like, please, let me find something to lock into. There's just so much happening.
Yeah.
So I just breathe. But yeah, I need to tap into more Zion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watching it felt like Ruby was like the brains and then Zion was the heart. Did I get that right? I feel like I should swap that the other way around.
Yeah.
Ruby the heart?
Zion is the brain.
Yes.
Yeah. Zion is the brain.
I was like, that didn't feel right. And I said it.
No, that is correct.
Was that like intentional? That just kind of happened?
I think intentional.
It was, yeah.
Because Zion, again, tunnel vision, you know, some may call her selfish. And
interesting, have they?
Misunderstood.
She's misunderstood. She's complicated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Complex.
Aren't we all?
Let's have a nuanced conversation when we talk about Zion. She's not one-dimensional.
No.
She's layered. Me trying to like defend her. But I think so, because Ruby, when we first meet Ruby, from the jump, she's like, we need to save the community center. We need to save it. It's under attack. And Zion's kind of like,
okay.
let's
be rational
let's
here.
be rational.
Yeah.
It's gone.
It's gone. We need
to accept.
We can move on.
And it's Ruby who kind of pushes her and like reminds her of how important this community center is to them and to their friendship and to their well-being.
Yeah.
And that this is like something worth holding on to. And so that is the heart of the show, really. And that's when Zion gets her mind right.
Yeah. And she locks
you
in.
right. Yeah, she locks in.
I love. Is there going to be a season 2?
That is up to the TikTok viewers.
Okay, because I was like, that ending? Is there a season 2? Okay.
Yeah. It's a good, yeah.
If the people want it,
the people will get it.
We'll give it to them. Yeah.
Have you guys written a season 2?
Ooh.
Okay. That's all I needed to know. How has been like navigating TikTok? Any challenges was it expected? I have so many questions. I'm like, I haven't seen it done. Like, I feel like growing up, the closest thing, like as far as just like the representation and the type of content, like just how different it is, was I was obsessed with Issa Rae's The Misadventures of an Awkward Black Girl, which obviously turned into Insecure, which Insecure didn't really feel like. They felt different.
They got money.
They felt, but I'm like, they felt different. Like, The Misadventures is.
I think it was 2 different shows. Really.
Yeah, it really, but anyway, apparently that's where that started. I'm like, that's not stuff.
Yeah.
They're not the same
2 great
thing.
shows.
But like, that was like new, whereas like, she was like, okay, I can't get onto TV. No one's picking this up. I'm putting it on YouTube. This is what we're going to do. And it was like, whoa, this is new. This is different. This is breathtaking. And then when you guys were like, we're going to do it on TikTok, I was like, wait.
Yeah.
So like, I guess.
Well, that's the great thing about TikTok is you get instant responses on how people feel about certain things.
Yeah.
So that's been like amazing to watch in real time how people feel about episode 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And how they're connecting with this world and the characters, and like we've been really fortunate. Like we've been getting pretty good response and feedback. Like the comments, they're all nice.
Yeah. Oh, thank goodness.
So thank you. The challenges, though, there's been some unexpected challenges where we just didn't even think about it, really. And I think that's because, TikTok came into our world like in 2020.
Yeah.
And then we started kind of thinking about TikTok with CEEBS like a couple years ago. And so, like, the climate that we're in, maybe like a year or 2 years ago, potentially. Yeah, so I think the like political climate that we're in right now,
very different.
Very different.
Yeah.
So there wasn't this like we didn't think, oh, we're going to get censored. Yeah. Like we didn't think some episodes
were going to be censored. Wild.
Yeah. So the censorship laws in TikTok are a bit aggressive.
Yeah.
They don't like certain words, we find. And so when, you're making a political satire,
they
just...
Words like vote.
Yeah.
Words like campaign.
Yeah.
President.
Because I was like thinking back on the show, I was like, what words would they not like?
And, TikTok is backed by some people who hate democracy. Okay? So I don't think it's too hard to figure that story out. But so some episodes have been like in TikTok hell is what they
TikTok
call
jail.
it. TikTok jail. It's been locked up. And like the algorithm just doesn't push it out as much as like the other episodes that don't have, I guess, a political story in that episode as much.
Yeah.
And it focuses on other things like the friendship or the center or whatever. So those episodes, are more likely to be on your feed while you're scrolling than the more campaigny, presidential.
Which is such a shame because I feel like the campaign videos are like some of the strongest ones.
We poured our heart and soul in writing those episodes. And they're some of our favorites.
Yeah, they're some of our favorite ones. So the fact that, barely anybody has seen them because the algorithm just doesn't show people.
Yeah.
Was, low-key, I was like, damn, like they're my favorite ones.
Insane.
But
yeah. So can I just talk to your audience real quick?
Yes.
You need to go on TikTok. You need to write CEEBS and you need to view. We've actually pinned them for you, so you don't even have to do much work.
Yeah.
So I think it's episode 4, 8. There's one more
13.
And 13. They're the ones that are on. They're in TikTok jail.
Fight for their lives.
So if you love democracy, if you believe in voting for who runs your country,
go watch the episode.
Go watch the episode. That's all I'll say about that.
I remembered the other question I wanted to ask before. What is a theme? Like, obviously, you write it and then you start doing like all the table reads and the filming and then like post-production, all that kind of stuff. What is your current favorite theme in the show? And what was your favorite theme when it first started? Because I'm like, the more we talk about it and the more I was like watching and like unpacking different parts. So like I'd get something new each time and I was like, I can't be the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at the beginning, I think the main theme for me was the friendship, obviously. But I feel like something that kind of did appear in this last version is the political satire. Like that initially wasn't really a thing in the previous versions. And I feel like we've been able to tap into something there that is like not overtly political, but we definitely do like lean into political satire and like critique.
Yeah.
In like, in very surreal and absurdist ways. Yeah. And for me, that's been a theme.
I would actually agree. Friendship for sure, because I think that was the driving force. And then as we started writing the story and unpacking it, that it's going to be in this community center and that their youth president has tragically died, the politics behind it was very easy to catch on to. And obviously we wanted to make it into a comedy, so like the satirical aspect was at the forefront when we were writing it. But I really enjoyed people kind of seeing all the allegories of the show and how certain characters in a way subtly like foreshadow a sort of like political party to them. You've got Ruby, who's kind of the free spirit, probably the most democratic character in the show. And then you got Zion, who's like the authoritarian. Yeah. The like, people don't know what's good for them.
We'll tell them.
Exactly. And then you've got Miles, who's just, I don't really know. He just tells, people what they want to hear.
Yes, yeah.
It's like he doesn't really have any policies in mind.
It's like, how are you going to
He felt the most politician-y. I was like, oh, I see it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like he was charismatic and That was
He's got an earpiece, and people are just telling him what to say.
Yeah.
And then you've got Jonathan, who just is like anti everyone. He's anti-establishment. He's anti-government. He's paranoid as hell. He, you know, is a journalist and very much wanting to tell this story that he believes is not the truth that's out there. The story that's out there about Gary's death isn't the truth. So he's trying to unpack that and so it's interesting, like all these allegories of the show, and people like pick them up as they go. It's really cool because they're not so like in your face, but they kind of are when you like pay attention.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, wow, now I need to go back because like I see that, but I hadn't let it like sink in.
Let it sink in. It's layered.
I love it. No, I love how. I think that was one of the things that I was blown away by was the complexity and the layers that you guys were able to like weave into the whole story. Like, has anyone else like, have you guys deeped that? Like that was, I think that was really great writing personally.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, shout out to our producers and
our director, Harry. Amazing director.
And Jess Payne, who was our editor. Like it's because of all their notes. And like, because you know, there's just that feedback loop constantly. Like, so this is drafts and drafts and drafts. You know? Like to get to that level of how much information can we tell in a minute, that it's not overwhelming, that people still feel like they can follow. Like it really was. It was like scientific at some points. You know, like
I can imagine.
Yeah.
No, I'm in awe and I'm obsessed. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's the last question. Look at that. So the show is centered on, around a community center and saving a community center. And I guess I just wanted you guys to touch a little bit more on it's going to get a little serious. Just a heads up.
Boring.
Right, boo. On, I guess, the importance and the role that they play, especially in the current climate with all the different conversations around African Australian youth and all that kind of stuff. And I guess you guys also work in community centers. So,
I think it was really important to us to set the show in a community space, in a youth space, because I think we really wanted to shed a light, like a spotlight on how important these things are for young people, because, you know, the people that access these community centers and youth spaces, they're, you know, from migrant backgrounds, multicultural backgrounds, they're kids from working class backgrounds that come to this space and, you know, they come for support, they come for new friends. This is what they do after school every day. This is their like second home almost. And trying to like reinforce like how important these things really are. And they open up such a huge amount of like support networks for these young people. You know, people find jobs through these. They find housing support, like so many things.
Build entire skill sets.
Pathways to employment, to school, so if you have, I just feel like, you know, if you know a young person that's disengaged, or you have a little brother or a little sister, like push them and encourage them to be a part of youth programs and youth spaces, because that really helps so many young people. And we grew up in it. We're a testament to that. And I guess working with young people in our respective areas, we just see, we see how rewarding it is and how it changes so many people's lives. And it's just fun, like being in a youth space, meeting like-minded individuals. And, you know, if you go to your like local community center, it's people that look like you most likely, similar backgrounds. You just, this like connection that you build, it's lifelong. So like what I said before about, you know, these community spaces, they're not just buildings, they're lifelines to some young people. And so we wanted, you know, to shed a spotlight on how important they are. And that's why, the location and the setting of CEEBS was really important, because everyone's kind of familiar with the community centre. It's something that you can kind of connect with really quick.
Yeah.
Either you've been a part of youth program, or you know someone, or you've gone to your local library every day after school.
Yeah.
Those are all youth and community spaces. So, yeah.
Yeah, you said it all. And like just the ability for young people to meet other young people and build friendships. Like, you know, I've worked with a lot of young people that the people at their public schools are nothing like them, you know, whether that's because they're queer or neurodiverse or they're from a specific demographic or group that doesn't get a lot of representation or there's some kind of aspect of like feeling like you don't belong in the place that you currently are. And for so many of those kids too, like these spaces are kind of a place to be like, no, there are so many people that are just like you.
Yeah.
And there's a place for you here and you're welcome in whatever way that you are, you know? Yeah. I feel like that is so important too. And yeah, I feel like so much of this show was a love letter to youth spaces and community centres and yeah, just the support systems that they afford people, because it's so easy to lose your way without a support system or without people to depend on, you know? So I think more like now more than ever, those spaces are like intrinsic.
100%.
And so many of them are underfunded and under-resourced and don't have working soap dispensers.
Yeah.
So, which we make a joke about.
Yeah.
So, government, give them more money, please.
Yeah. And also I think with CEEBS, we really wanted to explore what happens when those community spaces are threatened.
Yeah.
And how it can really destabilize young people's lives when it's just taken away from you.
Yeah.
And so fund those community youth spaces, give them more money.
Literally. As you were speaking, I was thinking back to how you were saying when you guys were going through the writing process, it would have to adapt for whatever funding grant that you're going for. And I feel like that's a lot of like community initiatives and programs, is that the community don't get to dictate what it is that they need or what's going to work, because the government says this is what we've assigned money to, and then everyone's just trying to like mold their dream and whatever it is they're trying to do to like fit the funding stream, because it's not sustainable or helpful. It's soul crushing. So I just wanted to go back to that.
Well, that's why TikTok is so great, because you don't have to really answer to anybody. You can just put your thing online. Yeah. Right?
Other than the algorithm, you do have to answer to it.
Okay. The algorithm. You can't have everything, okay? Give or take.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think online platforms are great for that. Yeah. You know, it's free to, you know, to kind of, you know, put on your stuff.
Yeah.
So that's one way to fight the system.
You're like, get like, you guys. We're not gonna
you don't need any. I mean, funding is business.
When you were speaking, I was also thinking about how you were saying like it was a love letter to be like those spaces, to the spaces that tell young people that they belong and that like there's space for you here. And it feels like your series is also that for like African Australian narratives and stories, is that like you guys have given us this lighthearted, like, I mean, okay, so the themes are deep, but if you don't want to deep it, you don't have to. Like, you can just like, you can laugh your way through it.
Yeah.
And I feel like you guys have written a love letter to be like, these stories are also welcome. Like, we can be different. We can think outside the box of how we write our own narratives and tell our own stories and represent ourselves in media. So I just wanted to say, again, amazing work.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to close off. This is the last question. You're going to have to think on the spot, so apologies. But like, we always close off with, what is one thing you think people should like know or take away? It can be about anything. Like maybe it's a life lesson. Maybe it's like, I've recently started. Someone was telling me about, and I was like, I've added this to my list of things to research, AI and its environmental impacts. And I was like,
Yeah.
I never thought that there's a connection. And you make a good point.
They're taking the border.
Yeah. So what is your one thing?
I would say back to what we were speaking about before about there's so many people that don't know that youth support networks exist and they don't know what's accessible to them and what's free to them.
Yeah.
And I would just urge people that don't know, just look into it. You know, go to your like local council or your local youth services and see what's for offering and what you can have access to. Yeah. So and if you want to make friends or you need, certain maybe it's a job that you're looking for, maybe it's housing that you're looking for, maybe it's furniture that I don't know, just anything really that you need support with and you can't either afford it or there's you can't afford it is mostly what it is. You can't afford it. I would say, access, try to go to these places and just ask questions because in most cases they're there to support you. Like that's their entire job.
Yeah, like that is why they were built. That is why they exist.
That's why they get paid.
Yeah.
So take advantage of those programs and those like youth services and accessible free kind of support, I would say. Go look into that.
That's a really good point. In the last couple of weeks, there's been a lot of like discussions that have been had just as people are like trying to think of what more we could be doing to support young people and like the family structure in supporting young people. And that was the thing that kept coming up is that parents, aunties, uncles, like older community members feel like they don't know how to navigate all the different systems that they're being asked to navigate, whether it's like education system, whether it's access to different funding supports and all that kind of stuff. Like they don't know what they don't know. They don't know where to go. Yeah. And I think that's so important is that you can start at your...
Well, there's so many barriers. They don't make it easy for you. So it's like completely makes sense that people don't know.
Yeah.
And young people don't also know, which is insane. And that's why maybe schools need to do a better job.
But that's another system that they have to navigate where they're
Yeah, but even like tell the young people as well.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I grew up not knowing so many things about like what was accessible to me.
Yeah.
And I didn't know any of this support.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know I could go to this place and get this or talk to this person and get more information. I just we weren't like encouraged to think that way.
Yeah.
And so I think I mean when we're talking about young people, I think it all starts from the school system.
Yeah.
And they just shout out to the teachers. Shout out to the teachers.
I love it. Another caveat. We love the teachers. We know you're overworked, underpaid.
You have to do a caveat when you're talking to online people because they'll just grab onto something and they'll be
run with it. Yeah.
You hate teachers. You hate them. You hate them.
You said they're fake. That's not what I said. Yeah.
Comprehension skills.
Yeah. Critical thinking.
Maybe we need to bring that back into the schools as well. There's a few things we need to bring back.
Speaking of, my thing that I've recently discovered on YouTube, these fun little things called personal curriculums.
Yes.
Have you seen this?
Yes. On
TikTok. It's like this trend of like where when you've left school, or even you can do it while you're in school, it's like making a personal curriculum for yourself of things you want to learn or things you want to find out more about.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is such a great way to encourage critical thinking and like an initiative behind education because at the end of the day, knowledge is power. It is the ultimate form of power.
Yeah.
And if especially because like in high school, I hated high school. Like
you weren't learning anything you wanted to learn.
I loved learning, but I hated what we were learning. You know what I mean? So it wasn't until post high school that I was like, learning is fun as hell.
There's so many exciting things to learn about.
And I enjoy it. And there are things that I'm good at. And I feel like the school system is so good at discouraging people to learn or to find joy in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be my recommendation. Look
personal
curriculum.
I'm going to look into that.
Yeah.
That sounds
so fun.
People even breaking them down into like my Q1 personal curriculum.
Yeah.
Like my
they have
my
different quarterly.
And the great thing about those, no tests, no deadlines, no exams, no sacks.
Yeah. And people like do projects instead, you know? Yeah. So if like somebody wants to learn about gardening, then like the assignment is making an actual garden, you know? Like it's like tangible, practical things for the knowledge. Yeah. It's great.
I love it. I'm here for it. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you guys for coming on the show. It was great.
Thanks for having us. Thank you for having us.
We're so excited for season 2 to come out. Can't wait. We'll be back here next year talking about season 2. So if you guys could hop on TikTok so we can get season 2 happening, that would be great. That would be really great.
Thank you.
But yeah, that's all for this episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and show CEEBS some love online.